Tonight at 5, deadly gun violence in North Seattle.
And the guy ran over here, bleeding.
The bystanders who tried to help a father of 2 who was shot overnight, and the concerns from those who live in the area who are afraid this isn't the end of the violence.
Because this is out of control. I don't see it getting better at all.
Day 3 of a Pacific Northwest scorcher.
So I gotta stay in and actually turn on the air conditioning.
We're taking a look at how much longer you'll have to suffer and how others are beating the heat. And tracking violence to its source.
We have 32,000 different street gangs in this country.
The difficulties some law enforcement officers say they're having as crime goes virtual. KOMO News at 5 starts now.
We continue to follow breaking news here at 5. Crews are putting out the remaining hotspots from a large wildfire in Lakewood after that fire prompted evacuations. This is the view from Air 4 over that huge burn scar after crews from West Pierce Fire and Rescue and the Department of Natural Resources worked to quickly put it out.
The fire broke out just before 2 o'clock this afternoon at Fort Steilacoom Park. Certain areas from 98th Street to 100th Street had been evacuated. KOMO's Preston Phillips is tracking the story from the live desk. Preston?
Just about 2 minutes ago, evacuation orders were lifted. As far as how this may have started, well, that's all their investigation. And as far as what burned, well, you can see it right here from Air 4 live over the scene right now. And it appears that fire is out thanks to relentless firefighting efforts, and no homes that we can see were damaged. And you can see from this live shot right now, the flames burned right up to the edge of this neighborhood and up to the edge of that tree line there. Fire trucks and crews still lining the streets in this neighborhood, just keeping an eye on things. Also, the Red Cross has opened an evacuation center for any impacted residents. The location is Dr. Claudia Thomas Middle School at 11509 Holden Road Southwest in Lakewood if you or someone you know needs it. But you can see right now, firefighters have knocked this fire down and have really kept the situation from being much worse. Stay with KOMO News and KOMOnews.com for the latest updates on the air.
A 31-year-old father of 2 is dead after an overnight shooting on Aurora Avenue in North Seattle.
Seattle police are still gathering details on the shooter, and no arrests have been made. That shooting happened just before 12:30 this morning near the corner of North 104th Street and Aurora. Police say the victim ran across the street for help, but he collapsed and later died at the hospital. KOMO's Lynn-Ann Nguyen joins us live near the scene of that shooting. Lynn-Ann, what are you learning today?
Well, as you just said, witnesses told me that the victim was actually shot across the street from where he was found. They heard shouting, then gunshots, and then saw the victim run across the street for help as he was dying.
And the gunshots, and that they all hit the ground. Some of them ran that way, and and the guy ran over here, bleeding, and saying, "Call the police, call the police." Yes.
Business owners along Aurora Avenue are shaken after a man died right in front of their businesses overnight. The shooting happened just before 12:30 a.m. when many of the businesses are closed, but witnesses told them it initially started across the street.
There was a guy over there barbecuing, some shouting going on that corner over there on 103rd, and then shots fired and everybody hit the ground and ran.
Police are still gathering details on what happened leading up to the shooting. A 31-year-old man was fatally hit and later died at the hospital. Family members confirm the 31-year-old killed was a Seattle rapper known as Lavish Rich, a father of 2.
Feel sick, feel scared, feel like I don't know. I don't want to move out there. You know, I've been here so long. I'm too old to start over again.
Business owners say the neighborhood completely changes when night falls.
As soon as the sun goes down, it's like someone hits a switch and party on or whatever's on that they're doing out here.
The shooting comes weeks after the city shut down 2 nuisance motels known to be hotspots for drug dealing, prostitution, and other illegal activities in the area. But nearby businesses say while they were initially happy to hear the news, the problems have now just shifted further south along Aurora.
They need to do something because this is out of control. Every day getting worse. I don't see it getting better at all.
And despite several surveillance cameras in the area, it's unclear if any usable images were found. We're told many of the cameras were not working at the time or did not capture the shooting. Reporting live in North Seattle, Lynn-Ann Nguyen, KOMO News.
Lynn Ann, thank you. Taking a live look now all across our area right now. It's day 3 of 90-degree heat across western Washington, but fortunately, this scorcher of a ride is almost over.
We have team coverage on this weather-worn day. Meteorologist Rebecca Stevenson is live in Seattle with how people are coping with the heat wave. But let's start with meteorologist Shannon O'Donnell.
Shannon, how much longer do we have to sweat it out like this?
Depending on where you live, about 24 to 36 hours longer. It's been hot around here since Sunday. Even though we weren't in the 90s that day, we were close. We were in the upper 80s, and we've been building from there. The two key issues, the extreme heat, that's where we have the weather warn going, and that high fire danger, which actually is going to get even higher for parts of the Northwest as we head into the late part of the week. How do we do today? Well, we've made it 1 degree warmer since we last spoke. SeaTac Airport now at 95. Believe it or not, that is not warm enough to tie the record, which still stands now for 3 years and counting at 98. That was set back on August 16th of 2020. Olympia, you're almost there. Didn't quite make it. The current temperature 98. The record still stands at this point of 99. Notice the cooling taking shape at the coast. Hoquiam down to 74. That is the cool air eventually waiting for the rest of us later this week. Until then, an excessive heat warning in place for both sides of the Cascades in that pink shaded zone. That goes on because even after dark, it doesn't cool down past about 70 degrees in some locations around the Sound. It'll take a few hours just to drop back to 79 there by 10 o'clock tonight. Again, the cool down late this week causes more concerns actually about fire danger. More on that coming up in my next forecast.
All right, Shannon, thank you. And of course, we're all trying to find ways to beat the heat as western Washington copes with some of the hottest temperatures of the whole year. We continue our team coverage with meteorologist Rebecca Stevenson. She joins us live from Seattle Center. And Rebecca, that fountain looks like the place to be today.
It is a hot spot, so to speak, Eric. It's definitely a good place to be, to cool off. A lot of the kids are getting down right into the water next to the fountain. Every time the spouts, the water flies, you could just feel it start to sprinkle across the area. Even folks enjoying the shade are getting some of that little bit of water flying their way at times. Now, outside is definitely hot. We can feel the heat from the sun, but if you get into the shade, it is a little bit cooler. Get into the water, cooler yet, as evaporational cooling is the key. So we are going to see probably these crowds get a little bit bigger as our evening starts to cool off. We've already seen a bigger amount of people show up here in the 5 p.m. hour. I can expect, as long as you've got your sunscreen and you've got your extra water to make sure you're hydrated, being by the water, whether it's a body of water or a fountain like this, is a good place to be. And in the meantime, Eric, Molly, before I send it back to you, I'm going to head back into the fountain myself. Have a good afternoon and stay cool.
All right, well, you too, you're in the right spot for sure, Rebecca. Have fun out there. We have resources available for you as we get through this heat wave. Just pull out your phone's camera to scan the QR code that's on your screen. That'll take you to the forecast, a list of cooling centers, and give you tips to keep you, your family, and your pets safe in this heat. State Attorney General Bob Ferguson is now suing O'Reilly Auto Parts, accusing that company of discrimination and retaliation against pregnant employees. Ferguson says the retailer unlawfully refused pregnant workers workplace accommodations, such as sitting, resting, limiting how much they lift, and pumping breast milk. The suit claims managers routinely retaliated against women who reported them by demoting them, threatening to fire them, and forcing them to take unpaid leave or quit.
They told me the only choice was to stop work or have my doctor lift my restrictions. I pleaded with them, but they sent me home on unpaid leave. It was a traumatic experience for me.
The suit says at least 22 women have suffered physically, emotionally, and financially. The Attorney General's office suspects more women may have suffered and is now asking them to reach out.
The Washington State Patrol says a man was arrested after he tried to run from the scene of a crash on I-5 near Ravenna. It happened around 11 o'clock this morning. Traffic cameras in the area show that lanes were blocked after the crash and after the suspect was arrested. It took a couple of hours to get the cars that were involved out of the road there. The State Patrol hasn't said what caused that crash. Seattle officials are saying that a cleanup of an illegal homeless encampment on Mercer Street will happen in the next 2 to 3 weeks. The camp is located along Mercer Street near I-5 and Fairview Avenue North. It was the scene of that massive fire on Monday. A 46-year-old man was arrested in connection with the fire. He says he accidentally knocked over a candle while he was cleaning his tent. A spokesperson for Mayor Bruce Harrell's office says the site is a priority and that cleanup crews have visited this week.
The agency coordinating the homeless response in King County outlined its progress today, but the situation on the streets tells a different story. KOMO's Joel Moreno is live with what's working and what is way behind schedule to confront the crisis. Joel.
Now, one of the big projects we heard about today, Molly, are the state's right-of-way efforts. We'll show you right over here. That's where they remove encampments that are along the edges of the freeways. Now, you can see along the southbound shoulder here, it's all clear now. And all told, nearly 300 people have been moved indoors, but it's only part of the story. For people living on the streets who are desperate for help, some say what's being offered from outreach teams falls far short.
The places that we actually get into are disgusting. The building's not up to date.
And people who live or work near encampments struggle to understand why they persist when hundreds of millions of dollars are being funneled into the problem.
Nothing's getting done. I haven't seen anything. They're literally just pushing them from one place to another. They're going to push them out of here and they're going to go to another spot.
But the King County Regional Homelessness Authority says they are finding success on the streets. The State Right-of-Way Project has moved 292 people out of freeway encampments and into shelter, with 86 of those transitioning into permanent housing. Still, the job is far from done.
But we know that this current investment is not meeting the scale of the need.
An RV Safe Lot is under construction, but wastewater issues at the site will delay the opening until at least mid-September. Separately, the resignation of Mark Dones has left KCRHA without a top leader and still searching for a new CEO. Despite the challenges, KCRHA has helped 5,600 people exit homelessness last year and is working on the rest, though it's not fast enough for some neighborhoods.
Maybe need more because I don't know, it's no good job for the government.
Something needs to be done. I don't think the governor, I don't think anybody is taking this as serious as it should be.
KCRHA has a $253 million budget for this year, but multiple programs are in danger of running out of money soon. We'll have that part of the story at 6 o'clock. Reporting live, Joel Moreno, KOMO News.
Joel, thank you. Stick with KOMO for continuing coverage of the homelessness crisis through our Project Seattle reports. If you have a tip or a story idea, call 206-404-4732 or email projectseattle@komonews.com. Taking a live look at I-405 now, where a full closure is coming up for some extensive work that starts on Friday night. WashDOT crews will be shutting down the highway in both directions between Sunset Boulevard in Renton and Coal Creek Parkway in Bellevue. That closure is to build a new culvert as part of the Renton to Bellevue widening and express toll lane project. That stretch of interstate will be completely closed until Monday morning.
This work is important so salmon can be able to get to and from habitat and the lake, as well as feeder fish. It's also a requirement that WashDOT replace any culverts that are not fish passable.
Detour signs will be available to help drivers off and back on to I-405.
Nobody is protecting the kid that continues to get jumped after school.
Tracking criminals on a new front. Why police officers around the country say they're having trouble keeping up with crime that starts long before the violence hits the streets.
Access to Lahaina restored. The challenges that still stand in the way of emergency crews trying to find victims of the Maui wildfires as the death toll crosses into the triple digits. Then at 6.
Coach Joe Kennedy will be stepping back onto this football field 8 years after first taking a knee after games. I'm Denise Whitaker with what's ahead for the team and how people think about this transition.
KOMO News continues after this.
And we continue to follow breaking news near Sacramento, California. Relentless firefighting effort underway right now from the sky northeast of Sacramento. You can see another water drop that's about to happen right here from this helicopter. This is in the Tahoe National Forest as a wildfire continues to build in very dense vegetation. A live look over the scene now. This is northwest of Lake Tahoe. Some immediate evacuations remain in place due to this wildfire. We just learned homes are now being threatened in the town of Washington in Nevada County. The fire, dubbed the Highway Fire, has now burned about 50 acres so far, and it's building. Right now, no word on containment.
President Biden and First Lady Jill Biden say they will visit Maui on Monday. The death toll from the wildfires there now stands at 106. The road to western Maui and the city of Lahaina has been reopened, but people can only use it during certain hours. The National Guard is also restricting access to the burned areas where search efforts continue. FEMA says they've deployed over 700 personnel to the island and provided over $2 million of assistance.
This is more than just the visual impact of what we're seeing on television, more than the visual impact of the burn landscape. It's the level of devastation from this fire and the feeling of loss from such a culturally rich community.
Mobile morgue teams are also on the island as they work to help identify the dead. An NPR investigation has revealed shocking conditions for some detainees in Immigration and Customs Enforcement facilities, ICE custody. After 2 years, a federal judge ordered that 1,600 pages of inspection reports requested by an NPR Freedom of Information lawsuit be released. The picture painted by inspectors was not a good one. One example given was that of a detainee who had surgery, but there were no bandages or dressings provided and no follow-up care was given. The reports detailed unjustified use of force, racist harassment of immigrants, and negligent medical care.
The White House is taking on data brokers. They've gained attention in recent years for selling Americans highly sensitive personal data without people knowing it. To limit that activity, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau is now proposing barring brokers from selling information on a person's income, as well as their criminal and payment history. The FTC is also scrutinizing the industry, and reining it all in is gaining bipartisan support.
The American people should know that Kochava geolocates where people go to church, and then they sell that data to commercial enterprises, right?
That's right.
That's real creepy, isn't it?
I believe most people would have that reaction, yeah.
The FTC is suing that company for selling geolocation data from hundreds of millions of mobile devices. The new rules, which have not yet been passed, would also limit the selling of data on Social Security numbers and addresses. Police officers are now sending stark warnings about the dangers of social media and crime. New at 5, national correspondent Angela Brown takes a look at an alarming new report.
A new report from ProPublica, nonprofit, describes what's happening in the streets. Violence prevention workers describing feuds that started on social media, erupting into real life with terrifying speed. Sergeant Betsy Smith, spokesperson for the National Police Association, trains officers responding to social media beefs settled on the streets.
We have 32,000 different street gangs in this country, and a lot of their communication is electronic via social media. So when somebody says, hey, this is going to happen, I'm going to do this, they threaten somebody, and then all of a sudden, everybody shows up and it turns into these teen takeovers.
The CDC says nationwide the homicide rate for 15 to 19-year-olds increased by 91% from 2014 to 2021, with homicide rates surpassing suicide rates again in 2020 in that age group. Terrence Staley from the Alliance of Concerned Men works with teens to de-escalate violence and says social media is a factor.
People that are in violence, these things aren't happening second to second. These things are perpetrated for weeks and months. No one's tracking that. Nobody's paying attention to that. Nobody's looking at the social media posts. Nobody is protecting the kid that continues to get jumped after school.
Police also warning of this trend. Philly police say social media could be a motivator for some serious acts of violence in the city. In Washington, D.C., I'm Angela Brown.
weather worn because it's so stinking hot outside, right?
Yeah, day 3 in a row in the 90s, but really this is day 4 of our heat wave. We were close enough, upper 80s around here on Sunday, and it's been hot ever since. So how about a pool party? Heather Nelson was taking the view of the floaties there before jumping in herself. A nice way to keep cool on this weather-worn day. We are scorching again. Temps well into the mid-90s. As we talked about, it's so hard to get a record these days. It's been pretty hot the last couple of decades. Record today at SeaTac, 98, and we're just not quite there, even though we're at 95 right now in Seattle. As such, we've got the excessive heat warning continuing. It will be warm all night long again, taking all night just to cool off into the upper 60s around the metro area. A marine push finally comes in late this week and brings us back down to where we're supposed to be. Unfortunately, the gustier winds accompanying that could lead to critical fire danger, even worse than what we already have east of the Cascade Crest. Right now, a look over SeaTac Airport. A hot day to fly into the Emerald City. Warm on the tarmac and at the departure deck as well. Temps currently, again, 94 degrees. A little bit of a sea breeze trying to work its way in from the ocean beaches. Eventually, it will be successful, but not until later this week. Temps around western Washington still sizzling hot. Look at that, right back to 100 in Shelton. Olympia now to 98. The high at SeaTac was indeed 95. We're scaling it back now, but the old record still stands at 98, set back in the year 2020. Forks still warm at 86. Ocean beaches, that fog just now starting to work its way back toward Long Beach and Ocean Shores. Made it into the 70s there today, but likely just 60s tomorrow. Now look at the big satellite picture. You see that onshore flow trying to work its way back in toward Gearhart and into Grays Harbor. It will eventually cool us down. It's also going to serve to push the heat wave over the Cascades, roll it right into the Columbia Basin as we head into Thursday night and Friday morning. The focus of the heat will then be placed on eastern Washington, where it's already been in the triple digits most of the week. But that cool onshore flow around here will drop us well back into the 70s come Friday. As nice as it is to see the return of the sea breeze, it actually makes our already high fire danger even worse, at least for the eastern half of the state. That nice onshore flow coming in through the Strait and through the Chehalis Gap for us actually works its way through the gaps in the Cascades, blowing into Wenatchee, the Yakima Valley, and especially Ellensburg later this week to the tune of 30 to 40 miles per hour. As a result, a red flag warning in place Thursday and Friday because it's already hot and dry, and on top of that, it's about to get gusty there. Overnight tonight, warm all night long for one more night. Temps will take all night just to drop down to the mid to the upper 60s near the metro area, and then we'll warm right back to nearly 90 tomorrow. But we're falling off down to 88 tomorrow around Queen Anne Hill, 91 in Auburn, still back to about 90 for one more day in Monroe and Gold Bar. But here comes the sea breeze through the Strait. Look at that with Port Angeles down to 75. Mount Vernon still warm at 85, along with Linden and Ferndale. Ocean beaches, game over for the heat wave. Just 60s tomorrow, thanks to the return of that hefty stratus deck. It will be murky and overcast there right near the Pacific. Anything but murky in eastern Washington. Hot and hazy instead with 104 out of Moses Lake. Again, a little cooler tomorrow, but the big rush of marine air comes on Friday. Molly and Eric, we might even see some initial Mr. Drizzle on Friday morning.
Our old friend.
I love Mr. Drizzle.
I know you do. It'll be a little bit on the overcast side out of the gate. And again, a refreshing change. We're looking forward to that on Friday.
Thank you, Shannon.
You're welcome.
KOMO News continues right after this.
The deadliest wildfire in modern U.S. history.
Every asset they need will be there for them.
The search is on sacred ground. Plus,
today we have new information from the city of Seattle.
Coming up on KOMO News at 6.
Today we have new information from the city of Seattle on when a problematic and dangerous homeless encampment along Mercer Street will be cleaned up. But residents we are talking to today about this camp say they are still skeptical.
Several schools have started football practice today, but with modifications, how the heat is impacting when and where they practice.
World News Tonight is coming up next, and you can always find us online at KOMOnews.com as well as our social media pages.